What's going on, Griswold gang? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer, then congratulations. You have just found the easiest way to trade in the stock market. This is our watch list for Lotto Friday, December 16th. I send these watch lists out to you guys for free every single day. I send out daily trades, daily setups, weekly swings, monthly swings, and there's going to be a yearly setup coming out at the end of December, so make sure you guys are watching for that. The market didn't give us, well, we gapped on almost every single thing today, so there's a lot of red, and being that it is what it is, there's not a whole bunch of setups for Lotto Friday, but we're going to go through them. We're going to go through a couple other things first. The screen that you see right now, that is TradingView. If you are new, if you are old, doesn't matter. If you've never used TradingView before, in the description there's a link. That link will give you a free 30-day trial to their subscription-based services. There is a free version of TradingView, but that link gives you a 30-day trial for free to their sub-services. And then if you decide to use that sub-service, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So make sure you're taking advantage of that offer. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Make sure you're following me there as well. You can DM me questions, whatever you need. And do the same thing below, guys. You can ask questions below. I get back to you guys within the same day. And the other thing I would say, if you guys want tickers reviewed, put those in the comment section below as well, and I'll add them to the list, and I can go through them, okay? The last thing I want to go through with you guys, I have a Discord. That link is in the description below. The Discord is free. There is a paid portion, and normally I give the top 5 plays from this list only to the Griswold Gold members. Today I'm going to give them to you guys for free. If you want in on that Griswold Gold membership, there's information on my pinned tweet. There's information in the Discord. The Discord stuff is updated a little more as I add stuff to the memberships as we go through. There's a 1-hour strat course in there. There is live trading bots on tickers like NEO, Tesla, QQQ, SPY. I think DIA's on there, CCL. Okay, so they send out the trades live to you, the setups live to you, so you can just go there and jump in on the trades. You don't have to worry about searching for them yourself. There is the Griswold Strat indicator that's included with that. One-on-one time with me, one-on-one sessions, private sessions. So you guys can just have one-on-one time with me to ask questions and get your questions answered. And a bunch of other really great stuff. But let's get into this list. Stay tuned till the end. That's where the top 5, I think there's only a top 4 today, but that's where the top 4 will be at the end of this video. So make sure you guys are staying tuned to that portion of the video. Tesla is the first one I've got on the list. Now, this is not a strat setup per se. We had a 2 down that finished green. And normally what we would look for, guys, here is a 2 up. So I would look for this to break to the high side. Now, what we don't have here is a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak. So there's not a lot of room for me to move from this trigger to this target. And a lot of times what happens on these plays is, and I will tell you, again, if you are new, make sure you're checking out my beginner tools playlist. That'll help you guys out much more than what I'm showing here. What happens a lot of times, guys, is we'll hit that target like so. Let's say this is the new candle for Friday. We'll hit that target. See how we just barely broke above that target? We'll do that. And then this will happen. It'll start reversing, and we'll never see that target again. So if you are getting in on something like this, you need to make sure that you are taking your profit if we retrace back through that first target. Okay, but today what I'm looking for, or for Friday, I'm going to look for Tesla to continue to trend down. It's going to be a 2-2 continuation is what I'm looking for. We are red right across the board. We have some gap fills down here. So these are your first targets. And so you would be looking for puts at a trigger price of 153.28. And I had to go quite far back. I think this line reaches back to the November of 2020, I believe. And that's where the target is. So we're looking for puts here with a trigger of 153.28. Now, if I'm taking a strike price on this, you can look at 153, 152, 151 in that range, okay? That's what I would be looking for, a strike price on these puts. SoFi, I wanted to have on here because there is a setup here. There is this 2 down green. If we trend up, we've got the hourly, the daily, and the weekly on our side, and we can look for first targets at 491. The issue I have, it's trading within this range here, and it's almost as if it's a broadening formation, right? Higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. And we've just kind of been stagnant. If you look all the way even back to here, we can bring this line all the way back to here, and we've just kind of been trading in this range. It's been in a kind of just a holding pattern. So we'll see if we can break out of that. If we can break out of that target, that's kind of what we would call a resistance at that 490 mark. So, but it's also our target for our dollar for our option play. So we'll see how that one plays out. And it is actually, if we draw that line, guys, from this higher high to that higher high, it is a broadening formation, okay? And we can do the same thing down below, even if we did this to that. That's basically your broadening formation there, okay? We'll move on to the next one, Moderna. And I'll give you a hint here before we even get to that top four. The medical companies are trading inside. So Moderna, and there's one other one I've got on the list that's trading inside. So the inside bars, they don't break the high, they don't break the low, they stay within the range of this previous candle. It's a tightening range. And when we have these inside bars, guys, I want you guys to think of a spring that gets tightened. And we look for really big explosions to the high side or the low side. If you can imagine a spring being compacted, we look for that spring when it's released to really explode to one direction or the other. And do we always get it? No. But we get it here. We had one. Here we had a big gap up. Here we triggered and we targeted. Here, this one wasn't great, okay? We triggered, we didn't hit targets, and it just kind of reversed. This one went outside bar. So we trade based off of probabilities, and the probabilities of that inside bar are really, really good, but there's always the chance, the risk, that it may not work out, and it may reverse on us, and we may not hit targets. So triggers and targets on a higher time frame, we manage on a lower time frame to make sure we're getting out with as little loss as possible. Okay, so whether you're going down to the 30, the 15, the 5, I don't care, however you want to do it, but you should be managing your trades on a lower time frame. So inside bars, we're looking for that big break. If you're struggling with trading, this is what I would suggest you look at, is the inside bars. So for calls, we're looking at a 212.44 trigger, puts 202.09 trigger. We move on to XOP. XOP has this 2 down that finished green. We've got really good time frame continuity outside of the month, so we'll look for triggers for calls at 137.64 and good magnitude to the upside at 139.76 on XOP. This is where we're going to look at the top four now, guys. KDP is the first one. So KDP outside of the quarterly has full time frame continuity to the downside. So we are going to look for a break to the downside, a 2-2 continuation off of Keurig Dr. Pepper. So we'll look for puts at 36.39. And if we were to go back to look for targets, it's just the lowest preceding wick. So that one's not one, because if we put that one in, it's above, right? So it's just the next lowest preceding wick, which is right there. Okay? So target of 36.20. Off of 36.39. So again, not great potential there off of that, but I am going to look for that continuation. And the other thing you notice, guys, I have another broadening formation drawn in here. So if you look, we've got lower lows to higher highs. Okay? To lower lows to higher highs. I'm looking to potentially, we're looking to tag either one of these two broadening formations here. Okay? So we'll see how that plays out on Friday with Keurig Dr. Pepper. XOM, 2 down, finish green. Great time frame continuity again, just like we had on XOP. We're going to look for calls at 106.17 and good magnitude to the upside at 108.30 for XOM. Remember, this is the top four. KDP, XOM. We'll move on to the next one, which is CVX, 2 down green, hammer candle. Hammer candle is an actionable signal. We are going to look for calls on this thing. We've got good time frame on our side. Calls at 171.37. First target at 174.92. My strike price, I'm looking at 172. You could take a 173. And they call it Lotto Friday, guys, because contracts expire for the most part on most tickers on Fridays. So there's 0 DTEs. Now you can take next Fridays. That's fine. It'll move a little less. You'll make a little less, but you'll also lose less if it goes against you, okay? So calls at 171.37, first target at 174.92 on CVX. Guys, if you want learning tools, I'm going to put a playlist at the end of this video. Make sure you guys check that out if you're new. Even if you want a little bit of a refresher, I'll put that list at the end for you guys. And the last one, guys, Pfizer. So this is the medical stuff I was talking about. Moderna had an inside bar. Pfizer also has an inside bar. They look almost identical. The difference is, guys, Moderna, in order to get into a Moderna option, you're paying a little more. Pfizer is a cheaper premium to get into options. That's why I have it in my top 5, because a lot of people can't afford those larger contracts. Now, by all means, you can take Moderna, but Pfizer has the cheaper contracts if you're trading with a smaller account. So that's what I would look to getting in over Moderna. We can look for calls at 54.43, puts at 53.40. Guys, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. That sends out the notifications for when I send out these videos every single day. Plus the learning tools. There's over 350 videos on this channel for you guys to learn. And whether it's trading orbs, which is the opening range breakouts, how to trade the gaps. If we gap above or below either one of these triggers, I'll put a video for that at the end. You can check that out. How do we play the gaps when we have morning gaps? Okay. Different review videos, multiple review videos on tickers like DraftKings and Neo and SPY and Disney, and the list goes on. There's a ton of review videos for you guys to check out to see how to manage your trades, how to get in, how to get out, how to manage while you're in that trade. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. I wish you nothing but the best tomorrow. Remember, you do not have to trade, guys. You don't have to trade. Sitting on your hands is a strategy as well. I'm going to try and be in the live private room for the Griswold Gold members tomorrow. So you guys make sure you check that out. I was in there today. Short Circuit was the only guy that joined me. Again, good luck, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.